Hi, CMattDye here. Hopefully you're having a great day. Welcome to the video. I recorded this yesterday and I forgot I had Discord up, and every single couple seconds there was a Discord notification. So here we go again. So I want to do a crypto analysis video. I'm going to start doing my top 5 and maybe add a couple if I do get requests. I did get a request this video for Solana. I don't trade Solana, I never have, but some friends wanted me to do it, so I'm going to throw it in at the end. I want to start off with Bitcoin because Bitcoin, whether you believe it or not, it does dictate the market, because right now there's a lot of correlation. The US indices are very closely correlated to Bitcoin, or actually vice versa. Bitcoin is very correlated to the US indices like the S&P, the Dow. And that's why you get some people talking about the correlations of like the US dollar to Bitcoin and bonds to Bitcoin, because it's all based off a correlation of the US indices. Why? Because a lot of institutional money is in Bitcoin, is starting to move into crypto, but is mostly in Bitcoin, and they don't know how to evaluate it yet. In the next few years, the correlation will get broken and things will trade differently. But as you will see in this video, there is a strong correlation to crypto, to Bitcoin, to other cryptos, to Bitcoin, to the US indices. I don't cover US indices in this video because it is a crypto video. Also, you probably have seen these letters and numbers on my chart. It is a analysis that's called Elliott wave. Now, I'm not 100% Elliott wave, but I do use it. But getting into the explanations of it takes a while, and it makes the video super long. Also, a lot of people on the internet don't understand it. They try to teach you and they teach you wrongly. So I figure if no one really asks questions, I'm not going to go into it. I'm just going to give my analysis, what I'm seeing, and go from there. Makes the video short, sweet, and to the point. So anyway, if you are familiar with Elliott wave, WXY is a sideways pattern, or a it's not a bullish pattern. For this would be a bullish pattern here. This is a corrective pattern. So basically with Bitcoin overall going forward, into the future, with this is going to be the end of a fourth wave, and then the fifth wave is going to be over 150,000. That is going off into the future. That's the helicopter view, if you will. Right now, short term, that's what I'm focused on, because yeah, you can make money that way, but you're gonna have to buy and hold for a long time, and maybe $5,000-6,000 you're risking to make that. But that's a lot of risk for some people. It's a lot of risk for me. I would rather just trade short term and then get in for the long term. I'm looking to get 60 to 70% of the move, not 100%. So that way I can, risk small. And I think that's what most people are into. I've traded the centralized markets for the past 20 years, and now, I can bring that knowledge here to crypto. So what am I looking at? Well, last week I was talking about, if it does pop up, I would like for it to stay under 34,000 for another move lower, and that's what I'm looking for. So price came down here to about 25K and bounced, and now it's putting into a sideways pattern, I think, and I would like to see it come up a little more, maybe to that 32,000 level, and then one more move down. Just like last week I talked about, if price moves over 37,000, something else is happening. But staying below that, and staying quite a bit below that, like below 34,000, ideally below 32, 33, then we can see that move down. And I was keeping an eye on that 22, 23K level. We can say 23.5, that's fine. So 22 to 23.5. If it stays over 25, that would be even better. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for eventually, after this sideways move finishes, to get one more move down if it gets close to a low but doesn't quite hit it and then starts moving up, that's what I want to see. Once it starts moving up, we can get a clear picture of what's actually happening. Is it starting a move higher, or is it continuing this sideways drop pattern? So that's what I'm paying attention to, and that's what I'm looking for. But right now, my bets are Bitcoin is going to go lower from here. It's probably going to come up here and then go lower, and that's what I'm anticipating. So with that, let's go on to the next one, which is Ethereum. So Ethereum right here, and you can see a pattern right now. So it made a high here, sideways, 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 and that's what we're seeing with Ethereum. We saw the same thing with Bitcoin. We're going to see the same thing with some of the future ones. So it's just some of them are more extended below this low, and some of them are higher, like Ethereum, for example. So with Ethereum, what am I looking for? I do have a line down here at 1538. I think that 17 to 1800, 17 to 17.5 is going to be a very good low. So if it comes down, I'm looking for support. So if it comes down and supports here, there is a chance that it comes up and then comes down again. So that's possible. That's why I really want to see when it comes down, once it starts moving up, what does it look like? Because I am wanting to jump into Ethereum on the long side, but I'm not doing so yet just because I don't have any clarification. Right now it looks to me like same thing with Bitcoin. Maybe it comes up a little bit and then comes back down. So that's kind of what I'm watching, and that's what I talk about, that correlation. It does fall apart sometimes with crypto, but the longer term patterns are pretty closely correlated. So anyway, that's what I'm looking for. Let's go down to Cardano now, because I do predominantly trade Cardano inside the ecosystem, the CNFTs. I do trade that a lot, and most of my trades are inside the Cardano ecosystem with that. And you can see, again, the same pattern. It's just a little bit elongated here, just because Cardano is not quite Ethereum and Bitcoin. So because the supply is larger, it's harder to control. So I think the concept here is big money shorting it and getting others to sell, and then they can buy when others sell. So that way they can hold a bigger chunk. That's kind of what big money has done forever, since money has been around. So, that's what they're doing. But anyway, I talked about this level last week at 51 cents, 52 cents, what have you. I had this line down here at 44.5 cents. You can see price did come down, got a little below, and then bounced up. And that's what I'm looking for. Lines on the chart, I'm not looking for 100%. Nothing in the world's 100%. Nothing in trading is ever 100%. Every now and then it will be, but broken clock is right twice a day, they say. Analog clock, who uses a digital clock? I don't know. But anyway, I'm looking for the same thing. If it gets over 73 cents, something else is happening for sure. And I think if that were to occur, so if this low doesn't happen and this moves up, then I would think that it would come up a little bit and then come down again. So just still in that sideways pattern would be my prediction. Now if it does come up a little, it holds down, definitely below 70 cents, it comes down, makes a new low, I am looking for that to be that low. It can come down, up and down again, or when it comes down, that can be the low. And so far this came down to 40 cents. I would think somewhere above 30 cents. I've talked about last week, worst case scenario 22 cents is what I'm thinking. But if it holds over 30, that would look even better. But once it starts that move up, I can look and see, okay, is this something that is going to have continuation? Is it something that's not going to have continuation? And we'll take it from there. So the next one I want to point out is one that I am very interested in, called Matic or Polygon. which is the layer 2 for Ethereum. So that is, I don't trade, I swing trade Ethereum, but I'm actually in Polygon. I enjoy some of the projects in there, and I am interested in it. So Polygon, you can see exact same pattern. So when it's coming down, I'm looking for probably the same thing, you know, maybe a move up here, maybe it does reject around 73. If it breaks 59 cents, 60 to 59 cents, if it breaks that, is it already coming lower? So I do expect a little bit of a bounce here, and then another move down, whatever that looks like. If it gets over $1 to $1.01, something else is happening, and we kind of have to watch it from there. But I think that now we're going to get some rejection between 85 and 75 cents, and another move down. That 43 to 35 cent level is very interesting to me, and that's what I will be looking at as a possible area to get long. So I do like Matic overall, and after it finds this low, I do think it's going over $4 or $5, maybe $6, and that's off into the future. You know, it's not going to take it an hour, a day, a week, a month. It's going to take it a little bit longer to get there. You know, so far it took it since May of 2021 to May of 2022 is an entire year for this sideways action. Once it does find that low and start moving up, I don't think it's going to take it a year, but it's going to take it a little bit of time, and it really does depend when it comes down how it starts moving off it, because it may not be out of the woods yet, so it may still be in that sideways pattern. So that's what I'm looking at for Matic, but I am really interested in it. I like it a lot. Next, my friends wanted me to talk about Solana, so that is what I'm going to talk about. So Solana is very interesting. Solana had a huge move up, all the way up to that 267-ish mark. So big run in Solana. Now it's having a big move down. Solana has a lot of VC money behind it, and you saw with Luna, one of the issues that can happen with a strong VC funding, a lot of things get rushed, and if you're rushing with technology, you're prone to make a lot more errors. I'm not comparing Solana to Luna at all, so don't think that's what I'm doing. I'm just saying that can happen, and that's why I've stayed away from Solana. So I don't really know anything about it. I do know that it's strong. It's not, you know, Luna is not strong. Solana is strong. So I do know that, but I just don't know a lot about it. I haven't really researched it. I'm not in it. So, you know, it is what it is. But I mean, a price chart's a price chart. So what I'm looking at, I have these lines down here. I'm looking at 29.5 to 22.5. So anywhere in there can be support. And you can see this pattern. It's definitely a lot more elongated in Solana, but it's kind of the same thing. So it really, once it comes down again, I really want to see what it does, because I really think what it can do is come down again, bounce, and then come down one more time. And I really want to see it stay over 22.5. So 22.5 to 29.5. Once it comes down, it should get a bounce, but depending on how that is, it's probably going to come down again and then find that support and start to move higher. Overall, once it does find that support, it should move up quite a bit and go over this high, is what I think. But it will take a little while to do that. It'll take definitely a little while to do that. Now, if it breaks 22.5, I think it can break $10. So that's the one fear that I have there with this chart, just because it's kind of difficult to really get a handle on what is happening here. Now if it does come down and bounce, it doesn't have to come down that second time, but I think it would look better if it did. So if it did come down and start popping, and not have that move down again, it just has a really nice move, then I'll look at that a little bit more closely and see what that can turn into, and that would be great. I would definitely enjoy that. Getting something in probably around 38, $45 that can turn into a 200 plus dollar token. That would be nice, but it would have to do a certain move off of this, an impulsive move, and then from there I can look at it a little bit differently. But I'm closely watching this zone. If it breaks 22 and a half, I'm just going to watch it from there. And then once it does have a nice move up, like this would not be a nice move up, but this would be a nice move up. So it's just a little different looking, but that's what I'm watching for Solana. So 22 half, 29 half, very, very important that that holds. If not, I think a break of $10 is imminent, and not sure what's happening here. So that's kind of what I'm watching for Solana. I'm not trying to, buy the falling knife, so to speak, to use that phrase, but I am looking to catch it when it does turn up. I don't think this is it. I do think it comes down again to complete this pattern right here, and then once it does, we can look to see what happens next. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that analysis. If there's any other token you would like me to talk about, throw it in the comment section below. Like I said, I'm covering Solana for some friends, so hopefully you enjoyed that. If so, let me know about that as well. So if you like the video, throw a like. If not, throw a dislike. Appreciate the feedback. With that, I'll see you around the crypto markets. Have an awesome day.